Step 3, follow up. Or in the legacy version of Do X, Get Y, there's a long explanation there of asking for a decision. I'm a firm believer that the decision is part of a natural continuum. It isn't a series of discrete actions on your part, and then you've got to gird yourself up and get focused on, I've got to ask for the decision now. It becomes a very natural process when you get yourself ready, when you match the person with the issue, when you're positioning yourself as a solution provider and inviting them to partake of that solution. The decision becomes a natural consequence of that. But you've got to follow up. So I'm renaming step 3, follow up. I'm assuming you've sent the invitation. Again, how I do it is I preface the invitation with a phone call or voicemail. The invitation is sent by email with a link. And then, as I intimated in my email, I follow up. Well, first of all, that's a surprise to folks because I said I would and then I actually do. So I'm positioning myself as someone who does what I say I will do. And I preface my follow-up call with, hey, new person, I'm just following up on the email I sent you. See, I'm closing the loop on the invitation. I'm referring back to the fact I said I would. Now, my follow-up sequence is this. I do 2 follow-ups. Follow-up 1 is, as I indicated in my email of invitation, after a day or 2. I follow up and say, ask questions like, did you get my email? Yes. Good. We talk about that. Did you click on the links? Yes. Good. No. Okay. Well, when's a good time for you to review that? Shouldn't take you long. And circle back around. If they did, watch it, say, great. I thought product cleanse would be ideal for you. I thought matcha would be ideal for you. Or if I've sent a specific invitation, I get straight into that. Did you know the benefits? Did you notice the benefits of matcha? And I think they align perfectly with where you're at. Notice there's no business conversation here, and I need you to join me so I can become Starfleet Commander or get a trip to Fiji or whatever else. It's all positioning, me helping you, me making your life better. Makes for a much more gracious conversation. Then there's questions, there's conversation. I keep it light. I point them back to the site. Because in doing that, I'm not positioning myself as the expert. I'm positioning the tools we use as the expert, in which case I'm answering the implied question in their mind when they get to it of, well, can I do this? Do I want to do this? When the tools do most of the work and I'm not the expert, then the answer to that question in their minds is, yeah, I could probably do this. If Blink and Aaron can do it, then I certainly could. All he does is point me back to the website and these videos. Easily done, right? So I follow up 1, address the questions there, point them back to the website where necessary, and then I follow up again a day or 2 later if there's no conclusive conversation from follow-up number 1. So let's say I extended the invitation on Monday. Follow-up 1 would be Tuesday or Wednesday. Follow-up 2 would be Thursday-ish. That way, I'm being diligent, I'm being focused. Follow-up 2 is always there if I couldn't get hold of them on follow-up 1 and just left another voicemail. Follow-up 2 is sometimes there if the action items from follow-up 1 were go do some more research or I'll get you some answers or refer you back to the website. If they say, I'm absolutely not interested, but thanks anyway, there's no follow-up 2. If they say, I'm in, get me some product, then there's no need for follow-up number 2. But my cadence is invite, follow-up 1, follow-up 2. I don't do a follow-up 3 in the normal sense. If after follow-up 1 and follow-up 2, they're still kind of prevaricating, what they're basically saying is, you haven't convinced me, I'm not really interested, I'm looking for a graceful way out. And that's where I say, hey, new person, understand, this may not be right for you. I'm sorry that it wasn't a good match. That's okay. Do you mind if I keep you on my tickle list? And we spoke about that in list management. As I said then, everybody I've asked that question to says, after they clarify what that means, yeah, sure, no problem at all. 1, because I've given them a graceful exit. 2, because they don't really believe I'm going to do anything in terms of follow-up anyway, because we've been trained by life that people don't do what they say they're going to do. And so when I do send out some tickle listy good news, and I'm going to send, hey, just got back from Korea, just got back from blah, 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 lifestyle type stuff, but not in that cliche by the pool on the beach type nonsense, but more, here's what I do for my business, and here's the benefits that an association with me and Unicity can provide. As I said before, those people that circle back onto my list after being asked to put on the tickle list, I get more people from that list than I do from my initial invitations because their circumstances have changed. I've demonstrated consistency. I've demonstrated I do what I'm going to do. I demonstrated this isn't some crazy scheme. So it's invite, Follow-up 1 after a day or two, follow-up 2 after 2 or 3 days. Follow-up 3 is, do you mind if I put you on my tickle list? And then there's a quarterly, bi-monthly drip, and that's the continuation of follow-up. That this is a person, you are a person, that does what they say they're going to do and is finding great satisfaction, joy, and results from doing what you do at Unicity. Then they start asking questions. But that's the pattern for follow-up. So invite and follow up, follow up, follow up.